We're going to see. We're definitely back on
now. We're going to see about the audio, and we're going to get everybody loaded back in before I
loaded back in
continue,
before
because I've just been
I
talking
continue
about cool things, but
things
haven't
I
even
haven't
talked
even
about the show
talked
yet.
about
So
I'll
I'll give you guys a second to
give
load
you guys a
back in
second to
here. I was just
load,
representing and talking
and
about the Canyon flag, which is super cool. And if you take a good gander at it, it's got two horses, it's got an eagle, you got a ship, you got something else in there, and you got something else. And then it says virtue, liberty, and Philadelphia. No, I'm just kidding. It says independence. Look at that camera quality. Gosh darn. That's just gorgeous. Pretty sweet flag. That's what I'm talking about, that nice pole up here. Look at this absolute honey. Represent, represent. It's good? And we're good. So let's get some comments. Let's get a little in the chat if you guys are back. If you guys think the audio sounds fine. So people are, oh, look at that. There's Dawn. Sound is great with all capitals. Fabulous job, tech support. Tech support's on phone with another tech support right now. It's all going down behind the scenes, folks. That camera is pretty hard to swivel and show you what's going on, but she's killing it back here. So love to hear it. Janet, thank you. Welcome back. Jody, awesome. Donna, awesome. Mindy, that's what I'm talking about. Christine, beautiful. We're all here. Love to see your guys' comments. Love to see the participation. And for all those quiet viewers out there, because I know you guys are out there too, we love you just as much. It's nice seeing names and we get to know you through here, but even if we see you in person, even if we never see you, shouts out for watching the show and loving glass and talking about Pennsylvania and all that goodness. So I'm going to set this to the side. Look at this. See all those comments? They're loving it. They're loving it a lot. So while I got you here with your headphones off, if you could, in Slack, I posted the link to that food truck. If you could post that in, we'll do it at the end of the show, I'll remember, and I want to talk about that food truck and get some love going to them. Awesome. Love to see it. Howard, thank you so much for your help, folks. Howard's a genius with the tech support, and audio is good. So let's get into this action actually here now. And because Dawn was talking about loving this Discello, and just because this is the way glass works in the world, I'll do one of these real slow now. Can you guys see something missing? Not cool. This was just some actual treachery in the making, folks. This is one of the most beautiful Discellos I've seen in a pretty good while. Chris is a Discello master, and I mean, the optics on it are ridiculous. The color's insane. I mean, come on, look at this thing with the sun behind it, without the sun behind it. You see that pink we were talking on the show? Look at those. Look at the way the color works on these lines, not the color, the light. It's like bands and beads of light. I mean, this is a ridiculous piece. And for whatever reason, Chris had mentioned on the show if we had gone with orange for the wrap here, because it's such a stiff color, it would tighten up and it would cause fractures through here. So we went with green instead, and for some reason, something still happened. And if you look at this right here, I lost a couple pieces, but the actual original break came from both of them, actually. You can see here and here. They broke right down that middle area because, and this is always, if these break, this is how they break. Look at the, and I know this camera quality is just ridiculous, so you're going to see it. Look at this. Let's see, what's the best angle? Look at how paper thin it gets right there. So you got the optics. These optics are the thickness right here. It's a lot thicker down the bottom. Look how thick it gets down here, because it's not spun out as much. But when you get to this top area, if it's not set up correctly, you want to stretch this. You want this to be as thin as possible because it's lighter. You don't want a ton of weight out on your wall. But I guess that was a hair too thin. Maybe it slid on the paddle one specific way. Maybe it touched something in the box. It could be really anything, but it came from this being so thin. And so you had one crack come down this side, one crack come down this side, and we literally just basically cut this thing into a pizza. And I'm not going to be gnawing on this on the show, but it's a bummer. It was in the announcements. It was above It was above where I said the employee bubble party. We're having an employee bubble party coming up. We substituted a happy hour where we normally do drinkware. We're going to have employees, and we're going to have the 10 organizations that we're partnering with come in here and bring friends and family, and we're going to make more bubbles, so we got a lot to do. Matt's about to start up on some bubbles right now, but we were making bubbles all morning. It's coming up quick on us, and we gotta do it. So that's a bummer. Sam is a legend, Pammy says. That's awesome. And that is just great. Nice work, you guys. Very cool. So Sam just posted this link to shimmyshack.com, folks. That's one of two. I haven't told her that I'm going to shout you out like this, but that's one of two food trucks we're going to have on the 31st for our Guinness World Record attempt. When the judge comes in town, we're going to have possibly some drinks. We're going to have food. We're going to have all the organizations we're partnered with here in the building, and it's going to be a really big deal. It's going to be a really good time. I would love, since I've got her locked down for the event, if you guys would check out her website. It's vegan. I would call it diner food, and I haven't confirmed with her if that's what you want to hear, but it's burgers, fries, coleslaw, that whole type of deal, and it looks really tasty, and we love some healthy food around here, so the vegan food's going to be cool. I'm going to look at another one to have next to them, but if you guys could go to her Facebook or you could go to her Instagram, I think it's Facebook, she's got a website. If you could just make a post or even just like send her a comment, or even better would be to share her information. If you shared it on Facebook and just said, I'm so excited for the Shimmy Shack to come to the Glass Academy for this world record, that would be really cool. I think she'd get a kick out of it. Didn't tell her we were going to pump her up like this, but...
Is she the bacon one?
She's the vegan one.
Oh my gosh, she goes to Ann Arbor already. She goes to Carytown. She's amazing.
All
She's
right.
amazing.
You already know her?
Oh yeah.
Well, how about that?
I did not know what the name of the place was.
So
I'm next to him.
There we go. So that's going to be really cool, you guys. Send her some love, seriously. Pump her up a little bit. I'll get you the information on the next food truck we get as well, and we can pump them up a little bit as well, because it's just going to be a good time. And it's all small local businesses we're partnering with. All the 10 organizations are nonprofits or local Michigan businesses about local Michigan things, and it's going to be just a really good time. So there we go. That was the Diskello. That's a bummer. I'll just toss it over my shoulder. Get rid of it. No, it's going to become bubbles, to be honest, you guys. That's going to be part of the bubble installation. We're probably going to charge that furnace up again. Probably either not, if not tomorrow, the next day, because we're going through about a tank a week right now, and so that's going to be very good. So that's that. Moving on, and actually before we move on to the rest of the show, I wanted to show this. That was one major piece. I think we had that one listed at $288. That was a lot of color, it was a lot of time, and it takes Chris's talent to make a beautiful piece like that. So that is a shame, but that's the beauty of showing you guys this stuff live. We're not cutting, we're not editing, you know, this is what happens. And we were excited about that one. We put it away. Chris was sleeping on it, and he came in today and saw that, and it's not fun to come in the studio and see that, but that's how it works. Another one that is just a total bummer. This piece didn't actually sell from the show, but you guys remember this cactus. I saw it on the shelf the other day, and I was walking by admiring it, and look at that. Can you see it? I can see it right there. Boom. So that's two major pieces that took the toll from our last two shows. This piece has a giant crack in it. You set this down a little too hard, maybe on a metal surface, and that's just going to fall apart. It'll just crack, pop open, and it'll be no good. So that is some glass treachery. That's the truth. And we got to show you that stuff because that's the industry, folks. And if you think we're all out here just making $300 pieces in a half hour, you know, no big deal. Let it cool down overnight, you know, no big deal. Don't worry about the color that we used on it or anything. That's not really the case, you know. That's what happens. So that's the way she goes. And it is, Becky, a beautiful thing that we have a recycle furnace. And again, I've said it many times before, that's not saving us money. The raw glass is not what is the most expensive thing about running a glass studio. It's the utilities, and it's the color, and it's the labor. But that furnace is about recycling glass, having it have a second life, not just throwing that piece in a landfill. That's not cool. We can reuse it. We can make bubbles out of it. We could make perhaps something like this, which I'll show off in a second. But that's a really beautiful thing. So moving on to Dave's piece, which turned out super cool. Take an up-close look at this psychedelic, one-of-a-kinder, bar color, encased mug. Look at the pull-up. You can see those ribs from the fold. It took this whole bottom part and swished it up to the top. Look down on the bottom. You can see that beautiful pink halo tint to every color. Super expensive and subtle and beautiful color. Look at that. And then you got the contrasting orange on the base, that brand new orange we've been using. Look at this right here. Look at that quality. Custom 2022, show 171. Beautiful punning mark here, and we flattened the bottom too, squished it with the back of the squisher. So it's just a really clean knockoff. It's really nice here. Here you see a little mark, and I spoke about it on the show a little bit. This orange was so stiff, and Chris is really good at bringing feet. It's not like he's learning how to bring over a hot, juicy foot to put on the bottom. I was pushing as hard as I could, and it was still so stiff against the waxy taglia that it caught and made me catch an edge into it. So I tried to line that up with the handle so it had some sort of purpose on it a little bit. But that shows the process, and that shows, especially for Dave, an aspiring or a hobbyist glass blower, it really shows the difficulty of the different colors. And that's what we spoke about when doing the custom order, and how we were going to line these up together and how they were going to go down. And when you're working with orange, I mean, that was a completely different process, putting that foot on compared to putting on a clear foot or a recycle foot straight from the furnace. So that's just a beautiful thing right there. Clear handles, nice and cozy, and it's large. It's got a nice, I mean, I could fit all 4 fingers in there, which is awesome. But you can also do the move I like to do, which is this grab right here, the side grab. That's the sturdiest grab for me. That's how I drink all my liquid. Let's get in the camera like this. That's the angle right there. So, yeah. Dave, that's a super cool one. It's really cool. I mean, I love all the different colors and the different styles we do, but if we're going to take, and especially for a custom order, it's really hard to put that much time when you're in the rhythm and you're getting things done and you're going after it during the day, and you slow down like we did for those 4th of July mugs, and really just take your time with the color, you know, heat it up and put some serious effort into a mug like that. It does show, you know, it does show, and that density of color is completely different than Frick color. So that's always an option for color orders, folks. We're always going to upcharge you a little bit. The time and the price of the color makes a big difference on it, but it does have a pretty darn rewarding quality to it when you finish off a piece like that. And like anything in life, you work for it, you put extra work into it, you're going to feel that much better when it's finished. And Dave, I'm really happy you got that one. That should be shipped out today, I believe. Vibrant. I haven't tested the ounces, but I would guess, if I had to guess, this is a 23-ounce mug. That's pretty big. Could be, I think 23 is exactly that, and maybe I'll grab some water and test it out and let you guys know in a minute. Beautiful, very colorful, very beautiful. The orange is popping, great with the perp. And then there we go. So now to get to one of the nicest giveaways we've done in quite a while here. This is the Guinness World Record Special Goblet of the Show giveaway. So if you haven't already entered, this is the one to enter, and I told you to get your friends and your family invested in this giveaway because it's going to be a sweet one, and here it is. This is for the world record, most bubbles ever blown. Look at the beautiful shade of blue we got going on in this thing. I mean, Jesus. And look at that. It's all recycled glass in theme of the breath of Michigan, which is the Great Lakes state. And you got 3 organic bubbles on the stem. I blew out this, put the Evolio, 3 bubbles, put an Evolio on, and then it was a collaboration piece. So we handed it off to Chris. Chris put this ridiculously tight, slim, delicious foot on here. I mean, it just went on perfect. And then he opened up the top. A low bowl. Look at that spiral. Perfectly symmetrical. Really, really tasty piece. I'm really happy with this one. as you could tell on the show, just pretty pumped up about it. I signed this one a little bit special, Guinness World Record Event, Show 171. So that's going to be the giveaway, folks. Someone's going to get that for free. We're probably going to have to make a bunch more of these. I'm not sure how we're going to do it just yet, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it's pretty nice. So that's the deal. And yep, exactly, Pamela. Thank you, Sam, for answering that. Can't win the mug, but or Pammy's talking about the goblet, but yep, that's a custom order. All the custom orders vary. Depends on colors, depends on what you want, depends on what you're talking about, a million different things. So when you sign up for a custom order online, there's a preferred budget section. You can let me know kind of what your price range is. We can work with that. You can send pictures. We designed the whole thing, and we talked through it. Dave was a pretty good guy where we sent it, and we actually forgot to charge him the $20 live feed fee charge, and he did the math, and he was like, wait a minute, I think I still owe $20, and sent us an email and was like, send me the invoice for $20. So we appreciate you, Dave, for that. It's pretty cool to have that kind of honor within you, but that was a beautiful piece, and super happy with that. To enter the giveaway, Sam will put that e-news bar up on the bottom. That's our email right there. We have a question of the week, and right here is the question for this week. On our Tuesday show, we will show you how, or show you a certain question to answer, and you just send the answer to the e-news email. Let your name be known. If we have to call off your email, we will, but we do the drawing on every Tuesday show. There's a $25 gift card drawing via our e-newsletter, and there's this drawing for the goblet right here. This question of this week was the best thing you've ever seen made out of balloons, folks. We're talking about balloons because we're talking about bubbles, because we're talking about the Guinness Book of World Records. So enter in there, and you got a beautiful chance to win that beautiful goblet, and that's super cool. The last thing I want to point out is that it's either going to happen on the experimental show, or it's probably very likely going to be a VIP video, which I started off this live feed and talking about becoming a VIP member, and it's paying $5 a month, a coffee a month, to support what we do, support our technology, support tech support over here, and doing what she does best. We're probably going to make a VIP video about burning in these brand new paddles. So if you take a look here, we got 2 fresh cherry wood paddles. These things are clean. You got grain on them. They are super satisfying. I want to hold them forever and not burn them up, but I'm going to burn the shoot out of them, and they're going to be all crusty and gnarly. Let's grab these to compare. Here's a good one. This is the one we're using right now. Come on now. Look at that. So it's like when you're going up to the lip and the gaffer's like, go ahead and paddle that lip, make it real flat for me, or paddle that bottom. It's like, you look at this and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do? You're either holding it back here right by your finger paddling it, or you're all the way over here with no good leverage on it. And then you got to rub it all over your fingers and get some nice dirt on there. So that's going to be cool. We might make a piece out of it. Flames will be blowing everywhere. It's going to be all getting wild. So stay tuned for that. Join us as a VIP member for some insider information, and we're going to get down to that. We got another big shout out to Wendy McInnes and Sarah Culp for sending us the Pennsylvania flag. And then a reminder, it was in the chat right up there. It was, let's see. Yeah, it's pretty far up there. But Shimmy Shack is our food truck, one of 2 for the 31st event. If you guys would, if you got a second today, make a Facebook post or just comment to her Instagram page or any social media you can find on Shimmy Shack. Thank you, Sam. And send her some love, because we're going to be doing some cool things, and I want her to get extra excited about it because it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a lot of people and a really good time on the 31st. Pennsylvania represent. Pammy's representing about the VIPs. Thank you, Pammy. If you do love the show, if you're a Glass Academy addict, join us there. Join us on the Facebook customer run Glass Academy Addicts page, 500 plus people in that group, and stay up to date on new products and all kinds of cool stuff happening. And without any further ado, we're going to get back into our beautiful Thursday, get down to business, make some more bubbles. We're going to film the experimental show for this Sunday. We've got no experimental words because we're going to be designing, experimenting with a new product that I've been saving in the back of my brain for about 6 months now, since pretty much the beginning of the year, and it's going to be a fall product, and you're going to want to join us on Sunday on YouTube for the experimental show because I got high hopes for it. So there we go. Shouts out Becky, VIP member, and we're going to see those members in the credits, and you all have an amazing Thursday. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you when we catch you. Nice. That's so nice having that there.